everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to my channel where today we'll be discussing Zillas Season 12, Episode 2. Okay, now this features Danny, who's our new Bridezilla, and her cousin Clara, and then like whatever Danny's like fiance John or whatever, like those men don't make one difference in this show. And from the first episode we have our CelebZilla back, Shannon, and her beau Patrick. Okay, that's who we're dealing with in this one. Let's start with Danny and Clara, the new girls. Danny and Clara live in some podunk town. They're cousins, like second cousins. Their grandmothers were sisters. And the whole thing was, oh, they used to be super close and now they're just like not. They're like nemesises. That was too many sis. Danny, for the first part of this episode, has a reverse ombre where she has blonde roots and then darker bottom of the hair. That's like one of the many stylistic choices that I disagree with. Danny and whoever she's marrying went to high school together. They didn't know each other very well. Like whoever she was marrying was like friends with her baby daddy, and then that's how they met, and now it's like true love, you know? Danny somehow decided on this person to marry and then just stopped making decisions. Just stopped. She knows two things. The wedding that she's dreamed about since she was 5 should be all black and have root beer floats. That really is like a 5-year-old's dream. Like not the all black thing, but like, I want root beer floats. Like how did no other details over the years make its way into your ideal wedding? I mean, listen. Not everyone is gonna be like me. I know exactly what I want. I want a wintertime wedding, maybe even New Year's Eve. I like a New Year's Eve situation because as an adult, I like never have good plans for New Year's Eve. And if someone gave me like a gorgeous wedding to go to with like free booze and food, like I'm there. Maybe not everyone else knows the exact place they're gonna have their ceremony with, as we talked about, a Byzantine crown ceremony and like a choice of 3 hotels within the Los Angeles area to have the reception at. Not everyone's me. I'm a bougie bitch. Shannon would like to think she's bougie, but everything else about her, this CelebZilla, really begs to differ. Speaking of Shannon, she ends up buying that fugly dress. That's $7,000, okay? And like doesn't want to tell Patrick about it. Also, I realized because I'm watching RuPaul's Drag Race that Shannon is also like a broke down version of Ariel Versace. I kept staring at Ariel Versace in drag being like, whose face is that? Why is it so familiar? It feels like I just met that person. And then I was like, oh, it's CelebZilla. So I really need you to get on board with that. By the way, if Ariel Versace ever watched this video, I mean, she'd have my head. She'd have my head for making that comparison. So back to Danny, we learned something, okay? Danny has a wedding planner. Who is her grandmother's like best friend, okay? Gail. Gail wears a lot of hats. She is the beauty guru of this town, okay? She runs a salon. It's called SHEAR Magic. S-H-E-A-R. See what she did there? And they do everything there. Hair, nails, waxing, wedding planning, fights. It's like the nightmare version of Steel Magnolias. Like, honey, instead of having 2 pinks as her wedding colors, blush and bashful, it's black and black. Noir and goth is what it is. And I'm pretty sure someone in her family has diabetes. If you don't have anything nice to say, come sit by me. So Gail dropped some bad news, honey. They can't have root beer floats for some reason. I don't understand why they can't have root beer floats. It seems pretty goddamn easy to have a root beer float. There's a bar, you have a gun, and you just add ice cream. Or if there are no bar guns, you know what I'm talking about, where they shoot out like Coke and Sprite and tonic water, then just get some A&Ws and open the cans and drop some thrifty ice cream in it. What? Who? Why? I mean, look, CelebZilla is asking for like helicopters and a glacier. Right, and that's not gonna happen. But you can have root beer floats. I don't understand how it possibly can't happen. If you can have chairs at a wedding, you can have root beer floats. But Gail's like, can't have root beer floats, but popcorn, we can have popcorn. So, you know, Danny comes in with her friends to all dye their hair black at SHEAR Magic. SHEAR Magic. Gail is the beauty expert of this town. Sorry, I gotta keep going. Okay. Here's the thing though, Danny doesn't know shit. Won't make one goddamn decision. Just like, it's just constantly has the blankest face, honey. Like, you know how you would have like a school paper with lines on it when you'd open your notebook? Like that has too much writing on it. It has too much already information. Like you'd have to have like one piece of like computer paper, just a blank fucking paper to describe this bitch's face and ideas for her wedding. Just, they ask her what the theme is. She's like, not root beer floats. Gail's like up to here with it. She's like, she won't make a decision. Like, how am I supposed to do everything? Like, I'm trying to ask her questions to make this wedding right, and I'm just having to do things. Meanwhile, like, Danny's friends have the audacity to be like, Gail's like doing too much. And it's like, what? Get your friend to tell her what to do. Like, what do you, oh my God. I would just, I mean, I couldn't deal. I don't know how J-Lo was the wedding planner in that movie, honey. This seems like a bullshit career. Then we meet Clara, honey. Like, Clara is on the porch of Danny's house, and Clara's like, I heard Gail tried to steal my wedding ceremony. And it becomes clear, Clara's like, I've been engaged longer than you, and you decided to have your wedding 2 weeks before mine and steal my thunder. And Danny's like, And Clara's pissed. And then is like, well, here's the thing. My wedding's gonna be better. Also, I'm prettier than her. Like, if Clara like ended up showing up at that wedding like in some sort of like pretty dress and suit situation that made me feel like she had an ounce of taste or class, maybe I would like say that, but no, she didn't. She ends up showing up to her cousin's wedding to like denounce it in like an outfit that you'd wear at a shopping mall. And not like a fancy shopping mall. I mean like one with the home goods. And they like a TJ Maxx. A strip mall. It also is revealed that if they fight and Clara goes for the physical, she will get another domestic on her record, which means, you know, Clara puts up those dukes too much. I'm actually pretty and she's not. Yeah, girl, pretty fucking trashy. Okay, back to Shannon. Now, Shannon has taken it up a notch. Now Shannon is in a gold lame dress, gold sequin situation. She looks like Lady Nana. Nah. For a date night. And it's 9 p.m. And Patrick is not there at 9 p.m. And at 9:03, he's not there. And she calls her friend, honey. She's like, I am being stood up right now as we speak by the man that I'm supposed to marry. Okay? I'm sitting in the most gorgeous number I've ever seen in a rooftop restaurant with a view. And all I want to do is go home and take off this dress and drink milk. Lots and lots of milk. In fact, just bring over a cow. I want to get underneath the cow and just suck it from the udder dry. Like, that is what I need, honey, and that's what's gonna make me go to bed. She says, I just want to feel special. I'm no different than no other woman, except I'm a celebrity. A gorgeous sex icon celebrity, very famous, world-renowned goddess. We don't know what happens. It just like that segment ends and suddenly they're hiking. Next day, everything, whatever, Patrick takes her hiking up some mountain. She's wearing stilettos. She keeps making that known. And then he decides to do something romantic, which is propose, which is like, oh yeah, we just figured this already happened since you're on Bridezillas. He's like, oh, see, what happened was I proposed before, I never got down on one knee, I just asked her. So now I'm gonna be romantic and like bend over. Put a knee down. Listen, I think that in his mind, putting a knee down means defeat, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, Patrick, you've already been defeated. Back to Danny. The next morning, Danny's on a mission to make her wedding better than Clara. She like is finally down to make some decisions and change her wedding ceremony, so she drives over to SHEAR MAGIC. Okay. And Gail's in the middle of a haircut, honey, and she's like, we need to talk. We need to talk. And Gail's like, can we talk in a second? I'm SHEAR magicking this woman up. And Danny's like, not right now, honey. We're talking. So Danny like lays into Gail. She says her wedding is not what she wants. And Gail's like, no shit, what do you want? And Danny's like, oh yeah, I want black and root beer. And they identify and Gail's out. She's like, oh, I washed my hands of you. You are literally a pain in my fucking ass. You've done nothing. I don't have to do this. You do it. You decide what you want and hire another wedding planner. I know there's no other wedding planners in this town, by the way. Danny is left to just like pick up the pieces of her like horrible decisions. Danny decides to go back to the salon after thinking it over, mulling it over, barefoot as Brittany would, you know? And by the way, where's Brittany? And we haven't heard from her in a minute. I'm very scared, but back to my life and this video. Barefoot, she walks into Sheer Magic. Every time I say it, I'm gonna be happy about it. And is like, I need my nails done. So now Gail's doing her nails, and then like the grandma comes, right? And the grandma's like, Gail told me what a horrible, mean little girl you are. Apologize, and let's make this right. And then Danny doesn't even apologize. She's like, I need your help. So, can you make him a little more square? You know. Gail somehow says yes because she's on a television show. And everything on the show is fake. And we're back to this nightmare, this gothic nightmare. Okay, back to Shannon. Now, Shannon is having a brunch for all of her bridesmaids. Somehow she's planned this brunch. Even though like she's making Patrick plan the whole goddamn wedding, she's at this brunch. She's got her hair and makeup done. She looks like a slutty Lucille Ball. She's wearing like pink polka dotted sheer robe on top of like a white bodysuit that says chocolate lover. And her fiance's black. So she also springs her like Chinese bridesmaids gowns to her bridesmaids that are all horrified. First she's like, they're not even that bad. Like they look kind of like bad right now, but like once you put them on, they're gonna be great. And she's just like, once she sees them on, she's like, oh, they're bad. They are like powder blue, mermaid cut lace, shoulderless. Here's the thing. I would take her whole wedding over what Danny's wedding. So it's like, I can't even talk that much shit. They're not as bad as I think that they could be. I mean, I would never have them in a billion years, but like, I've seen worse. At one point, I just want to be like, look, bitches, no one paid for these dresses. The dresses are free, so just like wear them. Be happy you don't have to pay for these dresses. You'll never wear them again. You can like cut them up and use them as rags in your like bathroom. So now she's in the car with Patrick, her fiance, and she's like still talking about her celebrity Alaskan wedding and all the things she wants. Okay. And Patrick's trying to be like, I don't think we're going to do the helicopter thing. And she's very upset, honey. And then she's like, I'm going to employ the classic woman move that all women know. The language we all speak when we're upset. And she just turns her head. Doesn't say a word. Patrick's like, oh, great. I'm just gonna drive in peace. Back to Danny's big day. Now it's 7:30 a.m. and like Gail has had an itinerary. However, guess what? The hall they're having the wedding at is locked. And only one person in this goddamn small ass town has the key. It's the mayor. And the mayor she can't get a hold of. So now like some other dude, the mayor's assistant or whatever, like shows up in whatever pajamas, you know, he was like awoken from like whatever binge he was on, honey, and opens the hall and they get in like 2 hours late and Gail is madly trying to decorate this place and it's as shockingly bad as I could have ever hoped for. She is duct taping plastic flowers all over the place and I mean it's bad. No one's helping her except for like 2 dudes. All the other people are at Sheer Magic, you know, getting beautified. I don't know how Sheer Magic is open and doing all the beauty without Gail there. My God, Gail, give this woman a Nobel Peace Prize after this. Then it's the wedding. Clara shows up again in her mall outfit. I mean, I don't have to tell you about this wedding. I feel like a bitch just to see, like, it's horrible. It's a really horrible wedding. It's like so cheap and so tacky and so trashy and just, I feel like a bougie bitch to say it. It's just one of the worst things I've ever seen in my whole life. I can't wait to see Clara's. Back to Shannon. Patrick, okay, looked at the weather forecast and guess what? He can't do the glacier thing. It's gonna be too windy and rainy. And he is like, I mean, talk about not wanting to bend a knee. He like bended 2 knees the night before and like prayed to fucking God that that would happen and it did. So he was out of that commitment. And yeah, Shannon takes that well. Just kidding. She's really upset. She's like, all I asked for is 1 helicopter. No, bitch, you asked for like 5. And then she says, you caught yourself a trophy wife. Honey, he caught himself HPV, human papilloma virus. You know what I'm saying? And she's the human that he caught and she's a virus. She starts throwing donuts at him, which I'm like, Oh, great. Can like throw one in this mouth. Goes down with great some milk, you know. Back at Danny's wedding, Clara like goes up to the photographer and she's like, you're the same photographer I'm using. And I told Danny I was going to use you. I need to ask you a question. When did Danny hire you? Was it the week after we had that conversation? And the photographer's like, yeah. And she like uses that to be more upset. I'm like, bitch, how many wedding photographers are in this like town of 5? Of course Danny used your photographer. There's no one else that can take a picture. Then it's time for like a smoke break. And I'm talking all of the people at this wedding go outside for like cigarettes, honey, because they can't deal with what's happening inside. And then Clara's just like straight up to Danny like, your wedding's basic and trashy, tacky as fuck. And that's how the episode ends. Like they teased CelebZilla's wedding. It didn't even happen this episode. It's gonna happen the 3rd episode, which means this one bride has already been on 2 episodes and we haven't seen this bitch's wedding. This fucking Shannon's wedding must be, they better fucking give us like the wedding of our dreams and nightmares, you know what I mean? Milking this. I mean, the bitch loves milk, so maybe that makes sense. And then there's this horrible wrap up where, you know, they have like Danny and like her fiance John like being Skyped in for some reason because there's no budget. They just can't go and have like a post with like an actual camera. And they like show her bad behavior, like when she's like yelled at Gail and she's just like, oh my God, well, she shouldn't have done that. And then it's like a knock at the door. No one gets up to get it. Don't worry, because it's fake, and Clara just walks in and she's like, look who's here, bitches, it's me, Clara! You know, and she like sits in between of the 2 people and she's like, my wedding's gonna be better. On the next episode of Bridezillas. Oh my God, this fucking show. Where the fuck is Shannon's wedding? I hate what they've done to me. Well, that has been a treat, hasn't it? Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't already liked this video, comment, share, subscribe. You know how it goes, I really need it. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. This person sitting here talking to you has been Chris L. Farah. The L stands for Lord's work, which is what I'm feeling I have to do to like get through this recap of this whole season for you, the Lord's work. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe and make art. Bye.